Have you ever felt like the more you care for someone, the more distant they become? Like no matter how much you give, it's never enough to make them stay? Maybe you've poured your heart into someone, only to watch them pull away, leaving you wondering, what am I doing wrong? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people face this frustrating cycle in relationships. You try harder, show more affection, and even sacrifice parts of yourself to make it work, yet it backfires. Why does this happen? As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, the way we handle our emotions and attachment can either build connection or drive it away. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden dynamics of attraction and relationships. We'll uncover why excessive attachment and emotional dependence can sabotage your connection, and how you can turn things around by cultivating strength, confidence, and emotional balance. Ready to break the cycle and build relationships that thrive on respect and admiration, not neediness? Let's get started. Lesson 1. Excessive attachment signals neediness. Have you ever felt like the more you care, the more the other person seems to pull away? It's a frustrating experience that many people go through, pouring all your energy and attention into someone, only to see them become distant or uninterested. The reason this happens is that when we become overly attached, we unintentionally send a message of neediness rather than genuine affection. When you prioritize someone to the point of neglecting your own needs and life, it can create a sense of pressure. Instead of feeling wanted, the other person may start thinking, why is he so focused on me? Doesn't he have his own life? It's not that they don't appreciate your care, it's just that love feels healthier when both people have their own space to grow, rather than when one person is overly dependent on the other for their happiness. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote reminds us that when we think we have love figured out, especially when we believe the more we give, the more we'll get, it might actually be limiting our understanding of how to build a healthy relationship. True love thrives when there's balance, not when it becomes an emotional burden. To avoid this, it's important to focus on yourself first. Develop your own interests, hobbies, and friendships outside of the relationship. This shows that you are a complete person on your own, and it actually makes you more attractive. By keeping some space for yourself, you also make the other person appreciate your time together more. Instead of constantly trying to prove your value through attention, you'll naturally create a healthy dynamic where both people feel respected and valued. The key to building a strong connection is learning to love yourself first, and from that strength, share your love freely without needing constant validation. Lesson 2. Hypergamy and perceived value. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, no matter how much effort you put into a relationship, things just don't seem to stick? You might feel like you're doing everything right, showing affection and prioritizing your partner, but over time they start to lose interest. One of the hidden reasons this can happen is the concept of hypergamy, which is essentially a woman's subconscious drive to seek the highest value partner available. When you become overly invested in someone too soon, it can make them question your value. Instead of seeing you as a strong, independent person, they might start wondering why you're so eager to lock them down. They might even think, if he's this available to me, does he have other options? Is he really the best I can do? This doubt isn't about them being shallow. It's just their natural instinct to seek someone who they believe has strength and high value, someone who is not desperate for their attention. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This means, if you start acting out of desperation or attachment, your mindset shifts, and it becomes hard for others to see you as strong. It's about being secure in your own worth and not relying on someone else's approval to feel complete. When you project confidence and strength from within, it's clear that you're not chasing validation from anyone. You're living your life with purpose and fulfillment. To build a healthier dynamic, stop measuring your dynamic. Stop measuring your value based on how much you give or how much attention you get from someone. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Be passionate about your own goals. Grow in your career and enjoy your life outside of the relationship. When you live this way, you naturally attract people who appreciate you for who you truly are, not because you're desperately seeking them out. Hypergamy isn't about superficiality. It's about finding a partner who brings value to their own life first. So, instead of chasing after someone, lead your life with purpose and let the right people be drawn to your strength. Lesson 3. Avoid emotional decision-making. Have you ever made a decision in a relationship purely out of emotion, only to regret it later? Maybe you canceled plans with friends or ignored your own needs just to make your partner happy. At the time, it felt like the right thing to do, but when emotions are at the center of your decisions, you can lose sight of what's truly important: your own stability and well-being. When emotions start to drive the decisions you make, it creates an imbalance in the relationship, and over time, it can lead to resentment. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics comes in. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This teaches us that emotional decision-making, especially in relationships, can cause us to overextend ourselves in ways that aren't sustainable. When you make choices based on how you're feeling in the moment, you can lose your sense of balance. You might give up on your passions or compromise your principles just to please the other person, but doing so makes you appear weak, dependent, and unsure of yourself. To avoid falling into this trap, it's important to integrate your emotions with your principles. Your feelings should inform your decisions, but they shouldn't control them. Take time to reflect on what you truly want and need. Stay grounded in your core values, and remember that true strength lies in making decisions that align with your long-term goals, not just in responding to how you feel in the moment. Practical advice? Start by practicing self-awareness. When faced with a decision in your relationship, ask yourself, is this a choice I'm making out of emotion, or is this aligned with who I truly am? Cultivate emotional intelligence, but don't let emotions dictate your behavior. Instead, use your emotions as signals to guide you toward better, more thoughtful decisions. This will make you a stronger, more reliable partner, and ultimately, a more attractive one too. Lesson 4. Strength over emotional dependence. Have you ever found yourself constantly seeking reassurance from your partner? Maybe you're always waiting for them to validate your worth or prove their love to you. It's natural to want affection and support, but if you rely too much on someone else for your sense of security and happiness, it can create a feeling of emotional dependence, and that can actually push people away. The more you lean on your partner for emotional stability, the more they might feel burdened or trapped. This can cause the relationship to lose its spark. The Stoics had a powerful belief about self-reliance. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote highlights the idea that your emotional well-being shouldn't depend on others. True strength comes from being able to stand on your own, regardless of external validation. If you need someone else to make you feel good about yourself, it can become exhausting for both you and your partner. On the other hand, when you focus on building your own confidence and inner strength, you create a relationship dynamic that is more balanced and healthy. To cultivate this kind of inner strength, start by focusing on your own personal growth. Work on your goals, passions, and interests, things that make you feel fulfilled outside of the relationship. Don't make your whole world revolve around your partner. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, you become less reliant on others to feel good about who you are. Practical advice? Take time each day to do something that reinforces your sense of independence, whether it's working on a hobby, setting personal goals, or simply taking time for yourself. The more self-assured you become, the more you'll notice your partner respecting you for who you are, rather than for how much they can provide emotionally. And this sense of self-reliance not only makes you a more attractive partner, but it also strengthens the bond between you and your partner by keeping the relationship based on mutual respect rather than emotional dependence. Lesson 5. The power of emotional impact. Have you ever been with someone who seemed perfect on paper? Good looks, a great job, a nice car, but when you spent time together, something felt off? Maybe they were nice, but the connection just wasn't there. You didn't feel excited or inspired, and the relationship started to lose its spark. On the other hand, have you ever been with someone who wasn't perfect, but when you were with them, you felt alive, engaged, and connected? That emotional impact is what truly keeps the attraction alive. There's a powerful truth in the quote, "It's not what you say, but how you make them feel that matters." It's easy to get caught up in impressing someone with material things or trying to check off all the boxes. But real attraction doesn't come from how much money you make or how many accomplishments you can list. It comes from how someone feels when they're around you. If your interactions feel genuine, exciting, and full of energy, that's what leaves a lasting impact. To create that emotional impact, focus on being fully present in your interactions. Show genuine interest in your partner. Make them feel valued and create memorable moments that go beyond just the surface. It's about engaging with them on an emotional level, not just trying to impress them with your achievements. Practical advice: focus on creating moments of joy, curiosity, and even a little mystery. Ask questions that show you're truly interested in getting to know them. Be playful, lighthearted, and spontaneous. It's those emotions you evoke that will stick with them far longer than anything material. When you can make someone feel something real, the connection becomes deeper and more lasting. That's the kind of bond that keeps them coming back for more. Now, we are about the video. Now it is time to change your life. Write down a comment and say that you want to change your life, no matter how difficult it is to change. I will read each of your comment. Features one of the best comments in our channel. If you want a daily dose of unfiltered motivation, subscribe to our channel.